Thank you very much for staying for what I feel is a very important message tonight. I'd like for you to start by imagining that you're traveling down a road, and down on the road you see emergency. It's an accident. There's three people in a truck. The truck is on fire and the people are trapped. And you see that there's a child, a parent, and a grandparent all in the truck. And also you see some bystanders. And you go to the first group of bystanders and you ask them what happened. And they don't know anything. They're clueless. They don't know anything about the accident. They really don't even know it's there. So then you move on to the next group of bystanders. And all these bystanders have to offer is criticism. All they say is, those foolish people have gotten themselves locked in a truck. They've gotten themselves in this truck and it's on fire. So you move on to the next set of bystanders. Now these bystanders aren't quite standing by. What they're doing is they're taking a little bit of water and going over and they're pouring it on the truck, trying to get the truck's fire out. But they're not pouring enough to eliminate the fire. They're just putting enough water on it so that the whole truck doesn't combust. So you move on to the next set of bystanders. But these bystanders, they're actively trying to help get these people out of this burning vehicle. And they're actively trying to keep the truck from going all the way up in flames. They're trying to get that fire out. So I would ask you, which group of people are you? And most people, most Christians would say, I am in the group that is actively trying to get these people out of the truck. I would be the ones that are trying to help the most I can. But what I would tell you is that in the case of generational poverty in America, a lot of Christians are finding themselves in different groups. Christians are falling short. And I wanted to share a Bible verse with you. It's Matthew 25:45. And it says, Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you did it not to the least of these, you did it not to me. I would say there's a problem in America, a problem of generational poverty. And I would say to you that there is a job for Christians to do. So today I'm going to define for you what generational poverty is. I'll tell you some of the causes of generational poverty. And I'll give you some ways that Christians can help. The information that I'm sharing with you today came from a couple of sources. One is from a person named Donna Beagle. And she's interesting because she is a high school dropout. She grew up in generational poverty. However, she went back to school, first earning her GED, then earning her college degree, then earning her master's degree, and going on to get a PhD. And now she is an expert in poverty and education. Another is Dr. Ruby Payne. And she is an expert in education and poverty, and also information from the 2010 census. So, first I'll define generational poverty. Generational poverty is defined as 3 generations in a family in poverty. So that's a child in poverty, a parent in poverty, and a grandparent in poverty. And there's some traits for families living in generational poverty. And some of these traits include highly migrant people moving from place to place, house to house, having jobs with little opportunity for advancement and earning little respect on jobs. People in generational poverty are focusing on their daily survival and not necessarily on future things, just getting by from day to day. Things like nobody in the family having ever owned land, and also little emphasis on education. Education has not proven to work for people sometimes in these families. There are several causes of generational poverty, one being a lack of education. A lot of people in generational poverty are not getting even high school degrees. Also, something interesting is the difference in life skills that you learn when you're in poverty. You learn things such as how to not get your clothes stolen when you go to a laundromat. You learn how to live without electricity. You learn how to live without water, things like that. But you don't necessarily learn the things that it takes to be what some people would call upwardly mobile in society. And other things include the collapse of family or no father in the home, single parenthood. Those all can contribute to generational poverty. But I would say that Christians have a job to do. There are ways that we can help. The first thing is to make it personal. Everybody can do something. We can donate, we can volunteer, or one of the things that I find important is maybe mentoring somebody, a young person who may be in a situation of poverty. The other thing we can do is support a congregation who is already having programs and doing things to help with the problem of poverty and generational poverty. And lastly, we can vote. We can vote for elected officials who will do something to help the situation, something that offers real hope to those living in poverty. So to summarize, I would say that Christians have a job to do. I would refer back to the scripture and also say that he also says, inasmuch as you do to the least of me, you also do unto me. So that means that what we do for those in poverty, we also do unto Christ. So again, I say we should make it personal. We should support our congregations, and we should vote. Thank you very much.